Talking with Topher is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, New Hampshire Vape Gallery, and naturalbossnh.com. More on that later. Let's get into episode 102. Talking with Topher. Talking with Topher. Talking with Topher. What's happening, TwT fans? It's so good to be back. That's right. Yes, it's St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, 2022. I'm here to have some fun this week. But before I get into any fun or shenanigans or maybe some actual facts that are happening today, I want to start off by saying thank you. Thank you to all my subscribers out there. I greatly appreciate all of you. You're what keeps me coming back here week after week, and I just can't express it enough. I just can't. I really do appreciate you. If you're enjoying the videos, give a thumbs up, and of course, share, rate, review the podcast, comments in the comments section. That always helps. If you are new to the podcast, that's right, you just stopping by, you checking it out, you listening, you watching, hit that subscribe button. It's the most important thing that you can do. It means almost nothing to you and everything to me. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're really enjoying the videos, give a thumbs up. And of course, share, rate, review, and leave comments. All of that helps the podcast grow and push it into the algorithm to push it to more audience members. So please be doing all of that. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to get more involved with the podcast, send an email, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. Not only are you going to be able to get involved with the podcast, but you get an opportunity to get some free Slow Down merch. All you got to do is put Slow Down in that subject line and send your story or maybe a story that just needs to be heard over to talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And you will get some free merch. You'll get your story. And if you want to stay anonymous, you just got to let me know. And it won't be an issue. Because like I said before, this is kind of like an AA meeting for myself. And I just want to see more people get some help out of it. And if you need to get your story out there, I want you to have a safe place to do it. All right. So you can send that on over to talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And of course, if you want to follow me, I'm on social media, but who isn't these days, right? I'm on there every week, almost all week, trying to give you content throughout the week. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Again, that's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. So go give a follow, and I just greatly appreciate all of you for doing that. But let's get into today's episode now that all the housekeeping's out of the way. So, St. Patrick's Day, giant drinking day. Let me tell you, when I thought I was German and St. Patrick's Day wasn't for me, I would still enjoy St. Patrick's Day and get drunk as fuck. Yeah, that's right, drunk as shit. I'm telling you, this is a great way to start off the podcast. 4 minutes in, and we're already swearing up a storm. Yeah, demonetization. Woo! I'm striving for it. It doesn't matter. But oh man, I'm just trying to have some fun. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's a big drinking day. We all know this. And it's funny because I do believe over in Ireland they look at this as a very silly holiday. I don't think they celebrate it the same way we do as Americans, which is kind of humorous. You think that they would be celebrating it just as much as we do, but it's turned more into an American holiday like everything else that we do over here. But I have obviously been off of alcohol for 5.5 years now, and I don't mean obviously because well, I do obviously because I'm doing this podcast. That's one of the reasons I'm doing it. And I do believe it is March 14th, will be 5.5 years, which is today. Holy crap, it is 5.5 years today. And now my drink of choice is raw kombucha. So I will drink my green drink along with all of you out there. If you're drinking your green drink today on St. Patrick's Day, then I'm joining you. This doesn't get me drunk. They do have ones that do have alcohol in them. They've fermented longer, but this is going to warm your belly. It's not going to get you drunk. I have never drank one of these in over 5 years and been like, yeah, after I drink that, I got to have an alcoholic beverage. Never. But I've never drank the one with the black cap. I've never drank any of the ones that actually are alcohol based. You do have to get those in a different section. You have to be carded. You got to be 21 to get them because they are fermented to the point where they can actually get you drunk. So those ones I stay away from. I heard there's great flavors, but they've come up with 1,000 flavors in just the normal one, which warms my belly a little bit, makes me feel like I got a little something. It is fermented, so you will get that feeling, but it's never driven me to alcohol, so I really enjoy these drinks. Oh. Woo, that's good. Oh, man, but there's so much going on today, and with that being said, I just want everybody to know that we do, and it is okay to have a little bit of time to laugh and not forget, but to put some stuff behind us for a moment and just relax. There is so much going on. We don't know which way this is going to turn. China's trying to figure their side out. We're trying to figure out what to do to help out. And no matter what happens, we have to be very careful of all of our decisions because mainstream media is making it seem like if we do a no-fly zone, no big deal. If we send them jets or we send them weapons, no big deal. Well, guess what? All of that's a giant deal. All of that can be looked at as an act of war, and that can get us involved. And them creeping, and them being Russians, the Russians creeping up on the NATO countries and getting closer to Poland, getting closer to Spain. The direction that they're moving in and the way that they're closing in has some people on edge, and it's not a good thing. But what I'm trying to say in the basic message of this that I wanted to get into real quick was do not believe the mainstream media, okay? I don't care what these fucking people are saying. They're not right. The people on Fox, the people on CNN. I watch Breaking Points. Breaking Points is absolutely amazing. They are non-biased. They have their own opinions of things, but they at least, that's the kombucha. But at least they don't see, like, they're not painting a broad picture. They're grabbing from everywhere and painting a giant picture of what is actually going on today. They are definitely the way to get away from the mainstream media, and they're just a great listen. I mean, the stuff that they're doing is amazing. The teams of people that they're linking up with, it is a great place to get actual news, to get a non-biased opinion. So I suggest going there. You don't have to pay for them. I guess there is a free part of their platform. I watch them mostly on YouTube. They just cut everything up in the clips and they release it that way. There are some things that I have to go to their website for because YouTube won't play them or they demonetize them or whatever have you. But I haven't subscribed yet. I really can't. I mean, I can't afford to subscribe to anything else than what I already have. And even at this point in time with the gas prices and food, I've looked into all of my subscriptions, and now we are deciding which ones we don't want in our life anymore. Just like we are redirecting the way we drive, what we do for fun, and everything else. Because if you're gonna charge us more for gas and food, well, then I can't go to the restaurant. I can't just go out to the movies. I can't just go to my friend's house. I can't just do things anymore, because now I have to think, how many miles is that? What is that going to cost? And is it worth the travel? And that's the way I'm going to be thinking about all of this from here on out, until maybe one day we don't have to think this way. But it's $5.30 a gallon right now. And that's for 91 plus. I understand the average person is paying $4.33 a gallon, and that is still just astronomical. When you get to 5, I'll be at 6. So this is just the way of the world right now, and it's not as much fun. And it's just not exciting. It's draining. I'm tired of it. But it's real, and I really want people to look at other sources of news than just CNN, MSNBC, Fox, stuff like that. So check out Breaking Points. Shout out to you guys, because you're amazing. And as soon as I can afford to subscribe, I definitely will be. It's just an amazing place to get your news from. I love them to death. But let's have some fun. Let the shenanigans begin. Look at this. I got my lights on, my hat. Yeah. I was just having some fun, I was out. I got the streamer. I know it only says Happy St. Patrick's, but you can imagine that day is on the end of that. It's too long, and it doesn't look right. So this is the best I could do. And I'm just, look. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? We don't even know what's going to happen by the end of today. So let's have some fun. My first thing that I want to talk about is I'm doing new shorts. Yes. Right now, basically, I get asked 1,000,001 questions at the vape shop. And out of these 1,000,001 questions, there is probably 100 questions that I get asked almost every day at the shop, every week, every day, same questions over and over and over again. And the owner came up with an idea. He came up with an idea, and he was like, hey, why don't you answer these questions? Do it on your platform. Do it, short little videos. But the questions that you get asked every day, that you have to say the same answer to every day, why don't you just put it in a short video and send it out to everybody? So I am. He made this suggestion a year ago. I just started doing it last week. What I'm thinking of doing is once a week. I think almost every Saturday I'm going to shoot for. I'm going to think of, or I'll just wait for somebody to ask one of the questions, right? Because my brain's all over the place. I got 1,000,001 things that I'm thinking about right now. So I'm going to come up with a question every week, and I'm going to answer it. Now, I will say that my first short was just a clip. That one did really well. I don't know how it did so well. I shared it somewhere, and like 54 people saw it. And for me, amazing. That was great. The rest of my shorts are falling short, and I don't know why. So I'm trying to figure out what I did differently about this one. But my first one, I could barely figure out the short. Yeah, it was crazy. I could barely figure it out. I didn't know how to make it longer than 15 seconds. So that's why my first one's only 15 seconds long, because I thought that that's how long a short was allowed to be. Then I realized when I was doing my second one that if you touch that 15 seconds, it then turns into 60. I don't know. They should, I guess, maybe there was a tutorial and I was like, no, I don't need this, which is probably likely. So now my second video, or my third one, I should say, is actually like almost 60 seconds long, which is about where I want to keep my shorts at. Now, the only thing I'm finding difficult as well is when I do a short, I can't share it. It's stuck in the YouTube, and I don't get that. I feel like I'm missing something, but if you make a video on TikTok, can I turn that TikTok into a short? Or am I only allowed to make shorts on YouTube? And then if I want to share it on other platforms, I would have to remake the video almost. These are the questions I have. These are the things I'm trying to figure out right now. I don't know. Right at this moment in time, I don't have any idea. I'm so confused on what I'm doing. I don't understand how a clip does better than actually answering questions. So I don't know how this all works, everybody. I don't. That is the transparency I always want to paint for you. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. This is all flying by the seat of my pants, right? I'm learning as I'm going, and this is all new to me, but I am excited to do some shorts and to hopefully help some people understand, some of these basic things on vaping. And I'm hoping that I'm answering, people ask me this stuff every day. So I'm assuming that more and more people out there need these questions answered. So I'm just trying to help. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing some shorts. They're vape questions being answered every week. And I hope it helps everybody out there. Go and check out my shorts. Like I said, it's new. And maybe one day when I get to the end of the list, I'll do something else, or I'll just keep adding in more shorts from time to time on other things. But I want to figure out how to share them with other platforms and get them out there. Like, I would love to be able to grab that short and toss it into Instagram. You know what I mean? Where I feel like I get a little bit more traffic sometimes. So I don't know how this works. If you have an idea, put a comment, I would be more than glad to, if you got the advice, or maybe or maybe you just want to make fun of me because I don't know. I don't care. Just leave some comments down there. I'll check them out. We'll interact. Speaking of comments, I wanted to shout out. I gotta go to my phone for this because that's how I do things. But I got a comment. And I was excited because I ask you all for your comments. I ask everybody for the comments, and not everybody does it. It's fine. I don't care if you do or don't. I want you to, because that's what helps the podcast. And if you really enjoy it, then I figured everybody would want to help it. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to talk and move at the same time. But let's see here. Yeah, so there was... Where is it? Oh, comments. Here we go. Here it is. So, it was 11 days ago by, and I want to shout you out because I think this is fun. All right. I'm not mad at it. I love it. And the name is XEANNERS, space WIENERS, and X Ernie's Wieners. I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, but everybody's got really crazy names. And this person wrote at 35 minutes and 10 seconds, I think you're talking about MAPS, minor attracted person. Now, I do believe I was, and I was trying to figure out the name for pedophiles because I knew that they were calling themselves something else. And I wrote back to this person that, let's be real, this is too nice. Let's just call them what they are. Disgusting. All right? And again, I thank them for the comments. I thank them. They commented again to another one how they're enjoying that I've added chapters to my videos. So, yes, I have. If you go into the description, I've broken up all my videos now. I've added chapters. They got timestamps is what they call them. They call them timestamps. And I've added all these to the episodes. You can find everything in the description below. You can click back. You can go ahead and you can pick out the segments that maybe you're looking for. So all of these things have been done. I'm trying to do more. You know, I get to a point where I've done what I can, and then I'm trying to do more, okay? And I'm always going to try and do more. It just takes me a little bit to get there. But I think the last 30 episodes have had timestamps. So thank you for enjoying my timestamps. That's a lot of work, so I greatly appreciate it. And again, I appreciate your comments, but I'm sorry. Let's just call them what they are. They're disgusting pedophiles. I don't give a shit if you're attracted to kids or not. That's an illness. That's not okay. It's not okay, and I'm not going to agree that it's okay, and I don't feel like I should feel like I need to make a different decision because they are now called minor attracted person. You know what? Get the fuck out of here. That's what I say to you. Get the fuck out of here. Minor attracted person? Come on, people. Are we really going to let that one fly? I mean, let's be real. I think across the board, almost 100% of everybody feels the exact same way about that, you know, without saying the same thing over and over again. But I wanted to say thank you for the comment, for liking the timestamps, and I wanted to give you that shout out because you've been very interactive in my comments, and I wanted to show you that I am thankful. But let's be real. They are disgusting pedophiles, and that's the end of the story. That's how I feel, and if we didn't feel that way, they wouldn't be locking them down to move them around in prisons. They wouldn't be keeping them in PC to keep them out of public so they don't get killed because almost everybody, 100% of people in there agree. They don't need to exist. I'm sorry you have this illness, but if you are going to try and turn it into something that, one, doesn't sound as disgusting as it is, and two, you're not going to get help for it anyways, then, meh, I don't really care. It's gross. But like I said, thank you. Thank you very much. And I hope you appreciate the shout out, even though I couldn't, pronounce the name that you, I don't know what that's called. Like, what is that called? Your handle? I don't know. But thank you again. I greatly appreciate it. And if anybody does this, this is what happens. This is what happens. It starts a dialogue between the comments and myself, and I'm just excited to do this more. So I was super pumped about that. Let's see. One of the other things, like, all right, so St. Patrick's Day, leprechauns, gold, rainbows, all kinds of shit, right? Now, where did the leprechaun come from? I don't know the history of leprechaun. I have no idea. Did it all start in Ireland? Does this all start in Ireland? I don't know. I don't know anything about this history because I was too busy learning about German history, thinking that I was German for so long. So, I'm being honest. Like, were the Irish super, super drunk, and then a little person walked in, and then that's what they were like, leprechaun. Like, I don't know. Is that something that could be real? I was just like, this is such an interesting thought to have. Like, maybe leprechauns were not mythical creatures in the beginning, but they were just little people. And that was a derogatory term that they used. And they were like, look at, he's a leprechaun. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's like elves and Santa. So were those little people and that was a fat guy? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to understand it, where it came from, and why they were always surrounded by gold and, finding the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And like, if you caught one, they were good luck. And it's like, so I'm just curious, like, was the first leprechaun just a little person? I don't know. Maybe you can help me out. Leave some comments. And then, of course, like every St. Patrick's Day, this is my anniversary. Yes. I was married March 17th, 2010. Yeah. And I started thinking about this, one, because obviously it's right around it's here, right? It's here. Or right around the corner, let's be real. It's Monday. But it's here. And I started thinking about it, and we were watching some shows over the weekend, and there was this, God damn it. I don't remember if it was a podcast or if it was a show. I can't remember. Everything kind of blends together over the weekend. But what had happened is they were asking somebody how long they had been with the other person. And they're like, oh, I've been with them for 6 months. And everybody in the room unanimously was like, wow, that's such a long time. And I started thinking to myself, and I looked at my wife and I went, wait a minute. Is 6 months really a long time? I was like, I always thought of 6 months as a short time. Like not even close to enough to make a decision on whether or not you're going to get married or move in together or share the same toothbrush. I don't know. But 6 months into my relationship was completely different, She was already moved in. She was taking care of my house while I was in jail. We were together in a sense, like in the middle of me breaking up with another woman. So it's like my life has always been a shit show with women in general. I'm usually too drunk to figure it out. I'm too drunk to care, or I was too drunk to keep them straight, and I would end up dating multiple people at once. So my life has been a shit show because of alcohol. Let's be absolutely honest about that. But 6 months is a long time today. So what is 12 years of marriage to everybody? Are we dinosaurs? Is it absolutely unheard of to be married that long? I'm not saying divorce is a bad thing. Sometimes you get together, you start a life, it doesn't work out. It's okay. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's not bad. It's not good. It is what happened to you. But what is 12 years of marriage like considered to everybody else out there? I just felt, I was like, wow, I just couldn't believe that 6 months was a long time. All growing up, all through my teenage, my 20s, my 30s, 6 months was not a long time. It was always considered a very short amount of time. And no matter what you were doing, even a job, a job, you got like 90 days to figure things out. You got like a half a year to get settled. And then after a year, you're almost fully acclimated to the position or the job or the atmosphere. Is my sense of everything. Being in a management position, there's a lot more to know than just being an employee filling a shelf. So I'm speaking as a manager, from a manager's perspective. There's a lot to learn, and it usually takes about a year before you start feeling really comfortable with what you're supposed to be doing on a day in, day out, and dealing with everything. So I was just like, man, is that really a short amount of time? But I mean, is that really a long period of time? I don't think so. But according to whatever I was watching, and it was probably something stupid, everything I watch is kind of silly. I watch a bunch of cartoons. I still like animated shows. I prefer them. They're only a half an hour, and when you take out all the commercials, it's 24, 25 minutes. Who doesn't have time for that, you know? I always find it more entertaining, but I think I think 6 months is a really short amount of time to me making any drastic decisions. So, but it's my anniversary, and we got married in 2010, like I said. Here we are 12 years later. We've been together for 15. So it's been a long, long road. I will always put my wife up on a pedestal because she is the one that stood by my side and helped get me to where I am today. And, I'm just going to try and give her the best anniversary that we can. What do you do? 12 years. It's been an amazing time. It's been a very difficult time. We've definitely had our headaches, our blow-ups, our fights, our hugs, our kisses, our makeups. I mean, it is just a world of emotions and a lot of talking. And we had to really do a lot of talking over the last 5.5 years has been more talking than anything, where I have been finding myself and trying to do better as a husband, what the fuck else am I? I'm just a husband. Right? I'm just trying to be a good husband because we don't have kids. We got dogs, so we don't have to worry about any of that. But I've learned over the last 5.5 years that I have to put more in. I have to explain myself better when I do things. And I'm just really excited for this year's anniversary. We both took time off of work, and I'm excited for it. I haven't taken this many days off of work in a while. I think I used the last of my vacation last year and just paid it out because we needed to, right? More things. The inflation, it just never ends, it never ends. And I was like, you know what? Just I don't want to roll over my vacation time. I just want to get paid out for it. So I took the payout for vacation last year, but I was like, you know what? I'm taking vacation this year. You got to take some time off. You got to enjoy some stuff. We're going to get some stuff done around here. I'm actually, and this is not an ad, I'm throwing it out there because this is something I'm going to try out. Well, I'm basically getting rid of Comcast. I'm done with them. They're a shit service. They cost way too much money. I don't care how fucking reliable they are. They're a shit service. All right. I don't even believe the speed test I'm getting, but I think I get just over 100 megabytes per second of, I think it's uploading, and I'm like 24 megabytes per second on downloading. So you can only imagine how long it takes me to upload and do all the things that I have to do to make this podcast happen. So, and I've done quite a bit of research on this. I'm going with Fidium, Fidium. We finally got fiber optics in, Manchester, New Hampshire. And I purposely was excited to move here in the first place because Verizon Fios was supposed to be getting installed throughout the city. So when me and my wife First moved into the house. We were renting to own our first year. And I was like, I can't wait. And then as soon as we signed for the house, Verizon pulled out. They were like, oh, nope, too much money. So I went Dish, right? The one with the little kangaroo. I think it was Dish Network. And then I got a job with DirecTV. So I went with DirecTV after. And then I got fed up with both of them. One, they kept dropping channels, year to year. You lose this, but you pay the same, all kinds of stupid shit. But every storm knocked out those satellites. I never not lost TV when a storm rolled through. Even if they just had, if we just had thick clouds overhead, satellite was useless. So I got rid of them and I go Comcast. It started out at $64 a month. Here we are, 5-6 years later, and I'm paying almost $100 a month. And I get shit service, and I don't trust their speed test, and I don't trust them in general. And then they give me this box thing, right, that basically just turns your smart TV, basically turns your stupid TV into a smart TV. And I was like, well, I don't need that. I have smart TVs downstairs. So I brought it upstairs, and I hooked it up to this thing. And I hooked it up, and now they want it back. And I'm like, well, why do you want it back? I hooked it up. They're like, oh, well, you're not using it. You can see whether or not I'm using it? Does it fucking matter if I'm using it? You told me to hook it up. I hooked it up. I got Peacock. I don't use Peacock that often. But now you're going to sit here and tell me you want it back because I'm not using it? Okay, this is too invasive for me. So I will be more than happy to give you this back, your modem router, and everything else that goes with it. So I called these people up this morning, and I'm excited because it looks like they're going to have to come in, assess the situation, but it looks like they got to come in from the street. From what I was told from the customer service representative, come in from the street, go down into the basement, then from the basement, they got to come into the house. I don't know much about fiber optics. Actually, I will tell you, I know nothing about fiber optics. And I'm like, well, this doesn't make any sense. I just wanted you to come off the telephone pole and then go in my house exactly like Comcast. Because I'm like, oh, well, it's just a fucking wire, right? I guess it's completely different. I don't know. So I was like, oh, bummer. And he's like, yeah, well, we gotta go. Do you have a conduit? And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I have wires that come off of the telephone pole, go onto my house, and then they come into my house. What conduit do I need? I'm like the giant copper rod that they drove into the ground when they redid my box. He's like, no, that's ground. And I'm like, well, then I don't know what you're asking me. I might have a conduit coming in. I don't know. He's like, well, we got to come off the telephone pole and we got to go into the basement. And then from the basement, we got to install this box. And then from that box, your fiber optic comes into your house. And I'm like, okay, let's just get somebody out here. So somebody will be here Friday. And I'm like, and he's the person on the other end of the phone was like, well, we got 8 to 10. What was it, like 12 to 10 to 12, 12 to 2. And I was like, wait a minute. Are you telling me that they're going to be here at 8 and be gone by 10? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, well then, I want 8 o'clock in the morning. You be here Friday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'll get you out of here. You'll get out of here at 10, and I can have my whole day? Absolutely, 100%. So I'm hoping that this is going to help my uploading, downloading, exporting. I'm sure I still have to update my computer and a few other things, but I'm so tired of the lag. I'm so tired of the slow speeds. And I mean, who enjoys looking at that circle of death? Or how many times is Netflix? You click on Netflix and it's like, sorry, can't do this. And I'm like, what the do you mean you can't do this? You're literally hooked up to the Wi-Fi. You're the only thing running right now. And yet there's still complications, slow down, lag, and all of those things I get angry at. So for $70 a month for the first year, we'll see how it comes out. You know what I mean? There's no contract, so that's cool. There's no, you can drop them at any time. I'm going to assume that if you drop them within the first year, you'll have to pay for the installation. That just makes sense to me. They got to make their money somewhere, and they can't just have these people installing this shit into your house for free. So I'm assuming that's going to happen. But then after the first year, when your bill goes up, because it'll go up to $95, which is fine. I'm happy about saving $25, $27 a month right now. And so we'll see how that goes. Like I said, this is going to be something I'm excited for and trying out, but we don't even know if he's going to be able to install it. That's the other thing. The technician has to come out. They have to assess your house and go over everything just to see if they can even install the system. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell that? It's right here at the bottom of the screen. Or you can click to the link in the description below the video. What can I say about this website except for I absolutely love it. I love all of their products. And now that we've sprung ahead and spring is right around the corner, it's time to get some less clothing. That's right. Get some t-shirts, some shorts. Get those beach towels. Get those board shorts for swimming this year. They got brand new skateboards. And even though the winter jacket might be going out of style, Old Man Winter is still not letting go. So why don't you grab a winter jacket while you're at it just to beat this cold until we finally warm up. I'm telling you, this website has everything you're looking for and more for high quality clothing at a great price. And you can only get it here. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell it? It's right here at the bottom of the screen, or you can click the link in the description below the video. New Hampshire Vape Gallery is located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. And I'm going to talk to you today about the Mavros. That's right, this free Max device. Look at this screen. Just incredible, super colorful. The battery is outstanding. It's called the Mavros, so you can see it right there. And I want to show you this cloud production. Look at that. What an incredible cloud. This is the very first pod device that I've used that actually makes me feel like I'm hitting a box mod again. I thought the IPX80 did an amazing job with their dual airflow, but this brand new Free Max, it's 0.25 coil that is rated from 40 to 60 watts, hits like a truck, and I absolutely love it. Also, the Mavros has coil identification. That's right. I put the coil in. It identifies what coil it is, which all mods do, including box mods, but it also sets the wattage to optimal performance. That's right. I put the pod on my device and it set itself to 50 watts, which is right in between 40 and 60. Amazing. I've never seen a device do this ever in my life. Brand new. The other brand new device that we got in stock that I can't show you because I don't have one is the X-Roast. Everybody's asking for the Vapresso X-Roast. Well, we've got them in stock now. You can get the Mavros for 60. You can get an X-Roast for 35. We have all the pods, all the coils, and the Mavros has a glass tank that you could put on top if you don't want plastic. Absolutely amazing. We've got all of these in stock today, and you can only get them here at New Hampshire Vape Gallery. So come and see the guys at the gallery. We're going to help you find what you're looking for today at New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. And you can always give us a call, 603-814-4171. And as always, I look forward to seeing you there. naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. I love this website. They've got everything you're looking for to keep your skin smooth and moisturized and free of cracking. And they've got ways to get rid of those stressful days at work and to help that melt away. That's right. They got a foot and body soak to help with that. They got beard oil so that you can leave this thing feeling nice and silky and smooth and smelling fresh. They've got lip balm and body balm that helps keep your skin moisturized. And if your skin is cracking and peeling, they have a salve that helps repair that. For a limited time, and while they're still here, you got some Feeling Rosy foot and bath soak as well. So you can get any of these products here at naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. Buy one or all 6 of these products today. And now, back to the shenanigans. You know, I wanted to kind of get into last week because last week was crazy, right? Yeah, last Friday, I was showing Tyler a technique. It was basically get out of armbar. But if the person has a hand to post and they don't, I think I already told everybody this, right? Did I? If I didn't, if I did, I'm sorry. I'm just going to go through it so that I can get to where I need to be. So I'm showing him the technique. He's put me in armbar. He's scooping with the opposite arm. He's got the hand to post to keep me from coming up and stacking him. And so Professor showed us that you can bridge, right? You can bridge and you can actually go around the other way, because now with them holding onto your arm and them using their other arm to post this way, they have nothing if they go that way, right? They don't, and they're not going to be fast enough. There's no way that they're going to be fast enough to switch hands, because as soon as you let go of my arm, you no longer have the arm bar. So I'm automatically going to pull my arm away. So you've already lost the arm bar. So they're not going to be able to quickly replace that. So you bridge, and then you come around the side. And as you're coming around the side, you know, you're kind of coming around and you're moving. And when I did this, I heard something pop. So I got to go to the doctors. Now, the reason I'm bringing up the initial injury is because I couldn't get a doctor's appointment until after, I think it was Wednesday. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to push through this. I push through it. It pops. I go through the weekend. Monday shows up, and I go to class on Monday, right? Last week. And I'm in class. Now, shrimping was so painful. Rolling, painful. Grips, pressure, all painful. And I made it maybe 7 minutes out of the 2 5-minute rounds. So I did one full round before it really started bothering me. And then I ended up doing about a half a round, and I couldn't go any further. So professor asked me to stay back, because he could see that I was trying, but he could also see that I was in major pain. So the pain got really, really bad. I got home laughing, coughing. Coughing is super painful, so I take some rips off a dab or something, and all of a sudden it feels like someone's punching me in my side because I'm coughing, and that is excruciating. It's so painful. So I'm like, shit, man, I got to go talk to somebody. So I don't go to class Wednesday, right? And I go to the doctors. Now, I had called the doctors on Monday, made my appointment. I even spoke to somebody. I said, hey, through the message board, my DH. I'm like, hey, I need an appointment. They're like, okay, when can you be here? And can you be here on Wednesday? And I said, I don't want to miss class. But then I started laughing and coughing, and I'm like, fuck, I got to miss class. I can't go like this. I can't physically do things that have to do with pushing and pulling. And that's all it is. It's just all pushing and pulling. So I'm frustrated already. I tell them, yeah, I can be there Wednesday. Okay, great. We'll see you Wednesday, 1:30. And I said, awesome, I'll be there. I wake up Wednesday, start editing, right? Get the whole podcast edited. It is now exporting. I leave at 1 o'clock and go to the doctor's. I get there at 1:15. I'm now checking in exactly when they asked me to. And this is the part that upsets me. I did it exactly when they asked me to. I was there. 1:15, you wanted me there. I'm here. I'm here. So now, lady looks at me. I don't have an appointment for you today. Oh, what? I was like, wait a minute. Okay. I just rearranged my whole day for this. Just go right up to what the hell is it called? Internal care? Is that what it is? It's not the family practice office. Something else. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go up there. And I'm like, hi, how you doing? I have an appointment today, this day, 1:30 p.m. I'm here early, and now everybody's telling me I don't have an appointment till the 16th. Oh, yeah, it looks like you are scheduled for the 16th. Yeah, but it wasn't supposed to be the 16th. I was like, I went in my phone, and I'm like, look at my DH. Wednesday, 1:30. That's not the 16th. That's today. I think it was the 9th. And they're like, oh, we must have messed up. And I go, wait a minute. What do you mean? Am I just supposed to overlook this? Am I supposed to be okay with this? Because if I showed up late, or if I did a no-call, no-show, you guys would be ripping. You'd hold it against me. I get a deduction or a mark against me, and I could lose my PCP if you do this more than 3 times. That's what they threaten you with. And I was like, well, shouldn't you be held to the same? I'm very angry right now. All of you have made me extremely upset. I rearranged my entire day for this, and now you're telling me I'm not supposed. Whoa, we can send you to urgent care. I was like, hey, I don't want to go to urgent care. I want to see my PCP. That's what I want. Why is it okay for you to send me to urgent care to go talk to somebody I've never talked to before, work with somebody that doesn't know me, when I've already built a rapport with my PCP? And that's who I want to see today. And they're like, well, we're really sorry, but you're not in the schedule, and we can't get you in, and you're going to have to go to urgent care if you want to be seen today. And I go, well, great. How much is that going to cost? Well, urgent care is within the building, and it'll cost as much as it does to come see your PCP. Really? Okay, I'm not as upset. And they're like, yeah, it's not urgent care. Ooh, excuse me. It's not urgent care outside of Dartmouth. It's urgent care within Dartmouth for this reason. Sometimes schedules get mixed up. Sometimes we make mistakes, but we found a way to have you still be capable of being looked at, getting dealt with, and then our urgent care doctors will talk with your PCP. And I said, okay. This guy was so nice. I get down to urgent care. I get in there. They see me right away. I see the doctor. I think 5 minutes, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. So we go over everything. He's pressing around my lower ribs because it's way down here. See, even that hurts right now. That hurts right now. Okay, so it's way down there. And then I have this pain in my shoulder because I was like, hell, if I'm going to go see my PCP for whatever I popped in my lower rib cage, I might as well say, hey, we need to look at my shoulder as well because it's really, really getting bad right now. Like, I'm very upset with it. And he's like, oh, okay, well, there's a muscle in between your ribs. And when you moved, it must have gotten like stuck or hyperextended, and it popped. And he's like, and what happens is this will create all the pains that you're talking about. There's literally nothing we can do for you except for, I don't know, give you like an Aleve or a Tylenol, or we can give you some prescribed anti-inflammatories, which I will not put in my body. My personal reasons. You can do whatever you want. Don't care. But I was like, okay, I don't want any of those. And then he started talking about painkillers and how he doesn't feel like that's. And I looked at him and I go, dude, I don't want your fucking painkillers either. And he's like, you don't? I'm like, no, is that so fucking weird that I don't want your painkiller? Like, I don't give a shit that I'm in pain. It sucks. It hurts. I get burning sensations. Sometimes it hurts to the point where I kind of lose my breath. But I don't want to dull my receptors. I want to know what's going on with my body. Let's be real here, right? I spent so many years numbed up, not knowing my body, that now knowing my body and knowing when it's in pain, when it's hurt, and when it's actually functioning the way it's supposed to be, that's the most optimal way I want to be. That's it. I will never numb my senses again. Unless, my leg severely gets broken and someone's got some fucking painkillers on them, give them to me. Give them to me, all right? Because that's a way different pain than just, a little side pain that sometimes turns into a little bit more but then subsides. At least I know it's starting to feel better. At least I know what's aggravating it. I need to know these things, right? That's what's most important to me, which is why I won't take Aleve. I won't take Tylenol. I won't take any of that crap. I won't take anything because I spent so long ignoring my body that now I just want to listen to it almost all the time. I want to hear what it has to say, and I want to feel what it's telling me. That's it. And I think that's a good way of dealing with my body, right? You may feel different. But he was completely baffled that I didn't want painkillers. And I'm like, dude. I was like, not for nothing, dude, but do I look like somebody that wants painkillers? And he's like, well, technically there's no look, And that's fair. But I was just like, no, I don't want any of this. I don't do anti-inflammatories. I don't put ice on it. I put heat. Ice is a thing of a past. I got one of those little machines that had like little sticky things. Right? And they got wires attached to them, and then they plug into a little thing. And I can set it, and it vibrates, bzz, 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 and that moves the muscle. I bought this years ago, actually for my wife, for her knees, and then it turned into something for me, for my shoulders and back pain and my neck, which I'm starting to figure out what that all is now, and I'll get more into that in a second, but we're not there yet. And that helps move the muscle, right? Because you want movement. And then I take a heating pad and I put heat on my injury. So now I'm moving the muscle. I'm adding heat. That is way better than icing it. Actually, icing it's really old. They don't do it anymore. Now, if you're talking about, like, what about the cold plunge and what about this and the sauna? Great. That's for after a workout, right? That's really good shock proteins for after a workout. I'm talking about specifically being injured and then trying to heal. The optimal way to help yourself heal is with heat and muscle movement. So that little device that I use from time to time actually has been helping with my bicepial tendonitis. So that is the ligament that goes into my chest, right? It's muscle turning into ligament, tying into the shoulder and going down the arm. And then this also goes up the neck and it also goes down the back. So if any of this area gets injured, you get pain all over the place, which is one of the things I was starting to figure out months ago when I kept having neck issues. And somebody was talking about similar things, but it turned out to be shoulder pain. And that's what got all my gears moving. I was like, oh my God, how much do you bet I don't have shoulder pain? I don't have neck pain at all. I've got shoulder pain that is now moving up my neck, right? Or moving down my arm. And right now I get a burning sensation in my bicep. It hurts real bad. It doesn't feel good. But I let that go through whatever it's going through. It comes in and out. But again, the only thing I can do is go to physical therapy. Now, I'm going to look these things up. I haven't done it yet. But what he told me about the rib and it popping, just to get back to the rib real quick, because I kind of went too far. But he said you pop the muscle, which potentially fractured a lower rib. And I was like, what? He's like, I'll be honest with you. There's no way to absolutely be sure whether or not you fractured a rib down there. He's like, these injuries I've seen, anytime that muscle pops, because it's in between your ribs. It's in between your ribs. So if it makes a movement and it pops, there is a good chance, he didn't give me percentages, but he said there's a good chance that you fractured the rib. But here's the problem. Along with your shoulder, along with the rib, along with the muscles, we can only give you an x-ray. And I go, yeah, I know. Insurance purposes will not let you do anything else. So before you start blowing my comments up with, you should have gotten an MRI or an ultrasound or that, I understand that. I get that. We all get that. The problem is insurance does not allow it to do that. That's right. They don't. You have to go through the fucking absolute stupidest steps to get to where you need to be. So the first thing is an x-ray. Then after the x-ray doesn't show anything, if they want to take a deeper dive, they'll go ultrasound. And then if the ultrasound doesn't show anything, then they can go deeper and they can get into the MRI, right? CAT scan, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you sit in the big donut and it makes the doom, 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 doom. One of my favorite places to be. I fall asleep all the time there. I don't think I've ever gone and gotten one of those and like not fallen asleep 100%. So You can't get there yet. So he looked at me and he was like, look, I can order the x-ray, but I have a feeling you already know this. One, it's only made for bones, right? The rib bone is so little down there that the x-ray doesn't always show a fracture. Actually, fractures hardly ever show up in an x-ray, period. It's just the way it is. And the steps to get to where we need to be, which is the MRI scan, even that may not do anything. So overall, fractures are very difficult to find. They're very difficult to see through any type of a scan. So he was like, the only thing I can tell you is even if we were to scan you and we saw the muscle that popped, we see the fracture in the bone, he goes, guess what? I still am going to tell you this. You just need time. There is nothing we can do for you. There is no fixing it. It just has to heal on its own. You'll notice the pain subsiding as it's healing per usual. That's what happens when you start healing. There's less pain, less things. And he said the same thing about my shoulder. He's lifting it up. He's moving it. He's like, yeah, you're clicking a little bit. You're clacking. He's like, it doesn't feel like you're out of socket. It doesn't feel like you have cartilage spurs. It doesn't feel like you have bone spurs. It doesn't feel the way I'm rotating your shoulder like anything abnormal is happening. And I go, well, then why does it hurt all the time? He's like, overusage. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, overusage. You are overusing these body parts, and now they are failing you. I go, but they're my fucking arms. How am I not supposed to go through life using my arms? He goes, well, just use them a little less. What are we talking about here? What? How am I supposed to use my arms less? I use them for everything. Without them, I'd be lost. So this is everything that I found out last week, and I was just like, oh my God. So, hey, I don't know. This getting old thing, the problem is you don't bounce back. It's not about getting old. It's not about aging, right? You just don't bounce back anymore. So now I get injured. It can take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. And it's just depressing. So as of right now, I'm not going to class. I am skipping it. But I just don't want to push this too hard. Like I said, everything I do in class agitates my injury on my side. The shoulder, not too bad. I was getting away with it. But as soon as that happened, that's what was stopping me. I could get through the shoulder stuff. I could keep people from attacking my shoulder, my arm, whatever. But when you go to, let's just say you're replacing guard, I was almost in tears. Just putting my foot on someone's hip. I was like, oh, okay. I can't do this. So it just sucks. So I don't want my, I personally don't want to be young again, but to have my body rebuild and repair itself as if I was young, I think is that would be the thing. That would be the thing, right? Wouldn't that be amazing? I'm 42, but I heal like a 20-year-old. Forget about getting younger. And is that part of the telomeres? So if you lengthen your telomeres, do you increase your rehabilitation? Or is that what I'm looking for? Rehabilitation? rehabilitating, your body rebuilding itself. Is that what would do it? I don't know, but that's what was going on with me. And then, of course, last Sunday and this Sunday, American Idol. Yes, American Idol. It was so good. I told you, this show is great. I love it. I don't care what anybody says. The last week, there was some chick that got the platinum ticket, and she was just incredible. Everything about her performance was amazing. She blew my mind. This week, this guy, oh my God, 28 years old. I don't know his name, but he was diagnosed with autism. And I will tell you, he is the way his mother described it was he's high functioning. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. This guy's singing was off the charts. Off the charts. Off the charts. Amazing. And it's going to be really cool to see how far he can go. Because I'm telling you, when they sent him to Hollywood, it's going to be really interesting to see at least the 5 people that I'm looking at right now that intrigue me, that I think are top 10. I'm waiting to see how they hold up when they get to Hollywood, because one, once you get there, they're going to ask a lot more of you, and unfortunately, just like last year and the year before, a lot of people drop off at that point. You know, they can't make it, they can't hack it. So it's very interesting. But it was such an amazing story, just an amazing story. And now here he is at 28, pushing himself and, trying to become next American Idol. I thought it was really, really cool. I'm not bipolar. I have bipolar something. I'm like a small fragment. And what I learned about this is that alcoholics in general have bipolar tendencies. They also want to be perfect, and they hold themselves, to that perfection, which is where the alcohol kind of takes over, and then you can only be as perfect as the drink will let you. But you always have to be in control. You have to be in control of the situation. I'm controlling my alcohol. I'm controlling this. I'm controlling you. Even the people in my life, I had to control them. So I still do. I've definitely lightened up quite a bit, but pretty interesting to hear that, because I've never heard it. I was like, what? And it sank. I was like, oh my God, it's so me. It was me. And I was like, oh wow. And then these are the things that now I'm fighting to fix. I want to let go of control. I want to allow the people in my life to be the people that they are, not the people that I want them to be, right? So all of that's very important. Just like I want to be the person that I am. And I don't want to be the person that they want me to be. I mean, granted, they all wanted me sober. That's fine. Let's put it this way. They all wanted me off of alcohol. And that's fine. But I don't know what else they had in store once I got rid of the alcohol. I'm just hoping that I'm meeting their expectations and they're not expecting any more, because I think it's going to get better. It will. But I think this is as good as it gets right now, because I got a lot of work to do, and I've been working on it for quite some time now, and I have, a lot of you out there to thank. You allow me to get my thoughts out. You interact with me, you're sending me emails, you're commenting. I like seeing the community grow. I'm so glad I have this in my life. It really, really, it really is amazing. And I'm glad we get to have some fun, having a little fun on this St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if I really had any shenanigans today, but it's fun. And that's all I'm really trying to do. I just want everybody to kind of lighten up a little bit. All right? Don't jump on the ban of the Russian piano player. That was ridiculous. He should be allowed to play. I said this last week. Stop doing that shit. Just because they are Russian does not make them the problem. If anything, we should be showing the people from Russia that are Russian, that are not doing what Putin is having his army do, we should show them the utmost respect. And I think last week I said the wrong words. And I said everybody needed to be treated like an American. I thought that was wrong of me. I just want to treat everybody like a human. A human, okay? Because that I know we all are. We are all humans, and we all deserve to be loved, respected, and listened to. All right? So that Russian piano player should have never been taken out of the orchestra or whatever the fuck was going on. That was completely wrong. Just like a bunch of other stuff that's happening to people that are Russian that have nothing to do with the war, and we're just banning them because they are Russian. That's stupid, people. That's stupid. Like I said, stop importing if you want, but sell the alcohol that we have. Let's make the money, right? Real quick before I exit out of today's podcast, the water fast. That's right. I do a water fast every 6 months. I do it for 5 days. It is coming up in May. And why are you telling me now? Because last year I did it in April. I did it too early. 2, I always seem to talk about it the week I'm starting it, which, I mean, who's going to join me at that point, right? So I am trying to do better with this shit. If I want people to join me, I got to give everybody the opportunity to find the time to do it. Now, it will be happening in May. I do not know exactly what date. I'm hoping by next week I will have that figured out. So not next week because I have a guest coming on next week, but the week after, I should have all of this locked down. I'll have a date. Excuse me. Everything. And then if you want to join me, you can. I'll make the announcement probably end of March, beginning of April, and I will mention it all through the month. And then if you want to join me, at least I've given you the opportunity to join me, which is something I didn't do before, and I'm just trying to fix my little mistakes. What I feel are mistakes. Like I said, I want this to be a great podcast. I have nobody here telling me whether or not I'm doing a good job or a bad job, so I need you to help me out with that. And that's it. That's it. That's today's podcast, right? So, as always, I appreciate and thank all of my subscribers. You are amazing. You keep me coming back here week after week. I just want to always send a thank you to all of you out there. Give a thumbs up for the video, share, rate, review, and comment. Keep commenting. I love it. I love it. I love it. So please keep it up. I will interact with you. I promise. I try to get more involved with this more and more and more on the social media side, on the YouTube side, on every side. I even on Anchor. I've been doing questions and polls and stuff like that to try and get more and more of you to interact with the podcast. So I hope, well, I'm glad that some of you are doing that. How's that? I am so glad that some of you are taking that opportunity and doing it, and I greatly appreciate all of you. Again, if you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe, click, slap, lick, like, smack that subscribe button. All right. If you're enjoying the videos, hit the thumbs up, and of course, share, rate, review, and leave comments. All of that helps the algorithm, and it helps the podcast get pushed out to more and more people, and I need everybody's help to do that. If you want some free Slowdown merch, or maybe you just want to share your story, put Slowdown in the subject line, put your story in the body, and send that email over to talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And of course, if you want to follow me, I'm on all social media: Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Again, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. So go there, follow. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. Thank you as always. I hope you have a safe and wonderful St. Patrick's Day. All right. Don't drive drunk. Get an Uber home. Do whatever you got to do. Stay safe out there this St. Patrick's Day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later. I'll talk to you later.